plans or ideas in any informal way, and could inculcate themselves to manage their each respective branches. The president may be influenced by Congress. Congress will respect the will of the president in pursuit of his constitutional duty. So the President's annual State of the Union message proposed various laws in general terms, and other presidential messages describe individual measures in greater detail and urge their introduction and passage. Official messages to Congress are available in several sources, including the congressional record, the daily or weekly compilation of presidential documents, the House and Senate journals, and separate that House and Senate documents. And in this purpose, we also get helpful to cover newspapers and services. They cover Congress and politics, and good sources on topics of possible congressional action, providing information that may not be available from official documentation. Even if no bill has been introduced or bill appears to be stored in committee, news stories and documents such as letters between members of Congress, press releases, and government agency reports can provide leads to what is happening behind the scenes. So, in specific needs, you may feel the sources would be very useful to contextualize your legal question, inquiries. And also, there will be a good source in your work to synthesize the background information of specific statute provision. So, endeavor on your work in response to your specific needs. That is not to say you are required to be exhaustive of a direct form of sources. So it could fall within your determination as a professional researcher or lawyer. Several newspapers focus on developments in the federal government, most such as CQ Weekly, National Journal, and Roll Call available online to subscribers. Others, such as The Hill, this is a very popular website and notorious, available on the internet without charge. National Journal has Congress Daily newsletter are both available through Westlaw and Access. Subscription websites such as Gallery Watch, designed for lobbyists and others needing access to very current and congressional information, provide news as well as copies of both formal and informal documentation. And you now see the term bills. What are bills? It generally denotes the original form of a statute. So it is not statute, not mutated as national law. It denotes what? It indicates the national plan, especially prepared for the listed process. But it is important source when you endeavor on list of history. Where your principal responsibility about researching the list of history would be to compare bills and final statute provision. So compare what differs from the original bills, what terms or prescription have been amended is entirely altered to a new set of form, or modified, or adapted in response with the suggestions or what the conclusion the committees or subcommittees would reach eventually after serious exchange of contention. So it is important, which also leads to some number assigned to indicate the identity of each respective bill. So you could seek the bills based on the official number. For example, what does it help to locate your bills? 108th Congress, 2004, or H-R 2305, 148th Congress 203. Illustration 4-2 of page shows the first page of this House bill as introduced in March 2004. The congressional bills are individually numbered in separate series for each chamber and retain their numbers through both of the annual sessions of each Congress. Each bill is assigned its number when it is introduced and referred to a committee of chamber in which it was presented. Pending bills lapse at the end of 2-year term of Congress, and a new bill on topic must be introduced. Following term, the bill is to be considered. And also, I will illustrate one citation of bill. It will be consistent if you write down your research eventually. And also, the bills and rest of history, an important source about a significant cases for the lawyers or law firm. So the work could have strengths if it systemized. In that aspect, you'll see the law firm specialized in this area of professional engagement would be located across the Washington city. District of Columbia was what we call Washington D.C. It is the capital of United States, and there will be very convenient to interact with government branches in the United States. So the law firms or lawyers curious to resolve the question or rest of the history who seek help with the peer law firms. I'm not sure if the service would provide it on pay basis or others, but perhaps compensate for the work is some amount. In any way, this indicates the rest of history could have potential to be critical about outcome of case. So, some lucrative nature of case would be serious challenges about intense competition in court proceedings. Our argument based on the rest of history could share the upper judges, for example, then they will purchase some kind of service collaborative to see. And the process will develop the hearings, for example, when committee reports will be prepared. in some cases, conference committee reports would be in detailed form of a congressional involvement. So they would arrange kind of extensive review about the topic was. And the floor debates would need to be distinct, since it actually comes in later stage upon termination of a committee phase. So what a floor debates in Congress, a pending bill can occur at almost any stage of its progress. But typically, it takes place after the bill has been reported out by committee. Debates in the House and Senate are generally not as influential as committee reports, as sources of statutory purpose, while reports represent the considered opinion of those legislators who have studied the bill most closely. So floor debates, in some sense, might be a mere procedure to pass or discuss. Often important points of contention would be resolved and made available in information from the sources of hearing or committee reports. And floor statements are often politically hyperbole and they even represent the calculated use of prepared colloquies designed to manufacture evidence of legislative intent. So it is formal and an avenue to formalize. So actually, in some cases, might be perfunctory. Behind the influence of majority party or in any political center of the party. So actually, in other cases, however, we may see some conscientious engagement from congressmen, and floor debates might be meaningful in that context. Nonetheless, floor debates can be of value. The most influential statements are those from a bill sponsor or its floor managers. The committee members responsible for steering the bill through consideration. These statements may even explain aspects of bill not discussed in committee report or correct errors in the report. So, we priced the time. Any question? And we expect to work on the rest of the information next week. And also, please bring your attention to the next audio lecture about this. Write down.